Hey, everybody. Welcome back again for another edition of From the Ground Up. My name is C, and I'm the owner of CLM Custom Designs on Etsy as well as YouTube, and my channel is All Things Crafting. So, welcome back if you've been here before, and if you're new, welcome. Come on in and take a seat, and let's get ready to learn something. Let's get this housekeeping out of the way. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the content that I drop weekly. Hit the notification bell. That way you won't have to remember. It will remind you when I am dropping something new. If you are listening to me via a podcast and you actually want to see what's going on, you can check it out on the YouTube channel and vice versa. If you're on YouTube and you want to hear the video as you are driving, riding, working out, or whatever else, go on over to BeanPod and you can check it out. So we've got that out the way. Now let's get to the main attraction. Tyler, how are you?
I'm fine, Carla. How you doing?
I'm good. Introduce yourself and tell the people what you do.
Yes, so my name is Tyler Coleman, owner of Volster Health and Life Benefits. I'm currently working as an insurance advisor, independent insurance advisor, meaning that I'm contracted with multiple carriers and I'm licensed in multiple states as well.
Okay, I know absolutely nothing about that, so you're going to have to take us all the way through those steps. But first, how long have you been doing this?
Yes, so I've held my insurance license for 10 years. I'm 29, so I got started when I was 19. Cigna was the company that I started with as an inside telesales rep. And I worked with them for about 3 years. But what happened with them was the company, it fell under some sanctions and they had to let some people go. And I got caught up in the layoff. Okay. And I believe that was somewhere around 2016. And during that time, my whole mindset was, I'm working as an inside sales rep. They were giving us leads, and when I got let go, I didn't really know what being an independent insurance agent meant. What all went into it. So I was basically doing other jobs between 2016 and I would say 2021. Okay. I wasn't selling insurance that heavily during that time. But back in 2021, that's when I really started to refocus and get back into the insurance industry. And I've been operating as an LLC for about 2.5 years now.
Okay, so this is kind of like right out of high school type thing. You were jumping into this. So is insurance something that you always thought that you would be doing, something that was always interesting to you? And I asked the question because I know a lot of times in the African American community, insurance is not like, top on our priority list, although it should be. So I just find it fascinating that was this something you always thought about you wanted to do?
Oh, somewhat. I guess I got to say yes and no, because as you just mentioned, in the African American community, sometimes insurance is not really talked about. We're sometimes encouraged to go with blue collar trades, and of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But my dad, he started in the insurance industry. I believe it was around 2005, and he enjoyed it. And my uncle was doing it too for a little while. And a few of my friends, they also had parents that did it as well. And I just thought to myself, they're having success with it, and they seem to enjoy it. And one of the things that I noticed when I got out of high school was the insurance industry is a big need for it, because now in 2023, the average age of an insurance agent is 59 years old. So whoa. I felt that it was a good opportunity for me to really jump in there as a young insurance agent and really learn and try to get better with my craft.
Makes sense. Absolutely. I did not know that. But you know what? As I'm sitting here thinking back, right, when I was younger, you're a baby. So when I was younger, all the insurance people were old. That's the truth. I never really did see young insurance people. Like, they were all old. So, the fact that you say that, it's like, yeah, that's probably the case. So you must have always known that you didn't want to be working for anybody, that you wanted to be your own boss. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I know when I was younger, I didn't really know how to say that, what you just said. But I knew I knew I wanted to have like that entrepreneurial spirit and just
Nice.
be in business for myself. But I just thought I had the frame of mind that I had to go out and get a job and work for somebody else.
Yeah,
But
well, you know what? I think we all probably condition our children to think that way. Like, you got to go get a job. You got to get a job because
mhm,
that equates to a steady paycheck, right? So we know that every 2 weeks or every week you are going to get a check, regardless of what happens, as long as you go to work. So we probably, as parents, in some kind of ways, probably, I don't know if I want to say do our kids a disservice, but we don't necessarily push entrepreneurial to them. However, you had a lot of good examples in your household, your dad, your uncle, and some other friends. So I think that's pretty cool, to kind of make those decisions when you're kind of young. But when you do that, then you definitely got to make it happen. Because if you're stepping out here saying, "Mom and Dad, this is what I'm going to do," right? Then you definitely have to go and make it happen. So, is this? Did you say it's life insurance, health insurance, car insurance, or is it kind of all of the above? But before you answer that, I know you wanted me to stroll. Is it thevoltrehealth.com, your website?
yes, voteforhealth.com.
And what is your 800 number so we can put that up too?
It's 888
Oh,
318 6873.
6873. Okay,
Yes.
make sure this is right when it's scrolling down there, so I don't be giving out bad information and people can't reach you.
That's right.
Okay, all right. So it's all type of insurance you were saying?
Yes. So I have my life and health insurance license, and
Okay.
the different lines of insurance that I offer. I specialize in Medicare Advantage insurance, usually for people that's 65 and older.
Okay.
Also I help people obviously with life insurance, and another type line of insurance that you may not hear about is fixed index annuities. I partner with a few other brothers that have a firm, really good people that do that. And basically, I would say the very cool thing about annuities is fixed index annuities. They address the problem of possibly outliving your retirement income. So if you're
Hmm.
a person that is concerned about outliving your retirement income, a fixed index annuity is designed to help you not to do that and to help you to maintain your lifestyle in retirement.
You're right. Have not heard of that, but you know what? That's interesting. I never gave that a thought.
Mhm.
Outlive my retirement, but I guess it is a real possibility. Now, going back to what we said earlier, um, in the African American community, again, we are not necessarily so big on purchasing insurances either. So, are you finding that a challenge? I mean, is that maybe some of your thought process in going into the business? Like, I want to really educate and help to appreciate why we need life insurance, why these type of insurances are very important.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with you. I would say the more that I've been in the insurance industry, my mindset is switched more towards educating people. Because if you really have the heart of a teacher, and you really are trying to help people and educate them, that's what it's really all about, and you're going to find success in your business doing that. So whenever I'm talking to somebody um, in the African American community about life insurance, my mindset is to really try to educate, and after we go over the education portion, we can see if we can find something that works for you and your family.
I absolutely love that. I think that that's really true in any business that you have, that you should go into it with the educational piece, because people don't purchase or buy into things that they don't understand.
Right.
So we might hear a lot of things or see a lot of things, but if they don't understand the why behind it, I don't care what it is. If you're making a t-shirt, like in my case, people just see t-shirts in the store all the time, but they don't understand the process of how that t-shirt gets made to get to the store to help them to appreciate the price and the value of that particular garment. So no doubt the same in life insurance, but you guys better listen because Tyler just dropped a gem. You need to go about it educational wise. And even if you don't get that particular sale, and you just educated somebody, trust they're going to tell somebody else that at
Mhm.
least this guy knows what he's talking about. This person knows
Right.
what he's talking about. So even if you just, you know what I mean, can find somebody to trust to give you good information, it's going to come back around to you. Because I tell people all the time, the money comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. It's here today and it's going tomorrow. But what you want to do is get people to trust what you say so that they will come back when they are ready to purchase and they will refer you to someone else. So I think that is definitely key to go after it from an educational piece. Absolutely love that. Speaking of education, does it require a bit of education in order to go into the field? And now not just be an agent, but now you've created a whole LLC. So you're just completely working for yourself opposed to another company.
Right. So in order to get your insurance license, usually you have to take about a 2-week class, and then you go take your test and get certified that way.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
is it like maybe yearly updates? Because I'm sure the insurance businesses change all the time, like taxes change and everything else. So
Right. So you have to recertify every 2 years
okay.
in order to keep your license up to date in order to operate as an insurance producer.
Got you. So is this your sole income? Like, is this all you do? Is this what you do part time?
Yes, I do it. I do insurance part time.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So you're able to create your own schedule by making it be your own. And currently you choose to do it only as part time, which is wonderful. Entrepreneurship gives you that luxury to be able to create your schedule the way you want to and work your business the way you want to, which is why we always advocate working for yourself because you can't do that otherwise. So in the climate that we're in right now, is it hard door to door? I don't know if you do door to door sales, if you do cold calls or how you go about your business, but do you find that difficult? Or the flip side is, has since COVID, social media been wonderful for you because now you can reach people wherever they are from the comfort of your home?
I would say yes and no. In regards to is it a challenge to, I guess, generate business for yourself as an independent insurance agent? Yes, it is. Because, for example, as I mentioned before, I mostly specialize in Medicare Advantage. And when it comes to marketing for Medicare Advantage, you can't door knock people and you can't cold call people. So generally, you have to do a mix of things such as hold educational seminars, maybe do direct mail marketing or digital marketing. But I would say the thing that's been working out for me a lot has been referrals, because I really the things that I really value when I'm talking to people is being trustworthy and having integrity. And I think when you have those qualities like that, you sell yourself. And when people are impressed with, hey, this guy didn't try to scam me over. This guy, he was
Sure.
truthful with me. They're going to tell their friends about it. They're going to tell their family about it. So that's basically been my approach, really trying to work with my referrals that I already have and really help a lot of the people you and me know too.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I like that. People don't refer people who they don't trust. People don't refer people who they don't like. So therefore, again, especially in your business, but really in any business, I think, first impressions are lasting impressions. You got to come out the gate being that professional, trustworthy person. Sometimes you don't know everything and you have to say, I'll get back to you on that or whatever the case is, but you have to deal with people, in that type of straight up honesty. And I think people appreciate that because you don't get a lot of that. I mean, there's a lot of people who are scamming. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, which makes people apprehensive, right? So you're coming to them like, yeah, I want to sell you insurance. They're looking at you like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Especially coming in probably at your age. Like you said, there's not a lot of young insurance persons. You know what I mean? So they probably already looking at you with the side eye, like what's going on. So you probably really have to, kind of come at it from that personal perspective more so than coming in, like you said, as a sales driven business. So that's kind of cool. So is there a huge cost to get into it? I know you talked about the classes. I know you talked, but I'm thinking now you probably need, well, I don't know, coming into the business, would you say you need to spend a lot of money on marketing and things like that? Is this something you can get into for a very low cost? I know, like in the crafting world, we think we have to have everything right away, which you come to find out, no, not really, not really. You can kind of start off low, and then as you grow, kind of add things. Is that how the insurance business is?
The insurance industry, I would say you don't have to have a lot of money to get started in it, but it does help because, for example, if let's say you're somebody that's getting into the insurance industry and you may have a lot as far as you may have a lot of money saved up for marketing, that's going to be a huge plus because you can use that money to buy leads or do direct mail, do digital marketing with. But on the other hand, if you're an insurance agent that doesn't have a lot of money, I always say the good thing about being an insurance agent is you don't have a lot of overhead, so that's a plus. But I would say if you don't have a lot of money to work with, again, try putting on educational seminars. Let your friends and your family know that, hey, this is what I do now. And I think if you attack it that way, over time, you will build success as an insurance agent.
Okay, gotcha. So a lot of vendor events or wherever you can just kind of get out
Right.
there. I know, a lot of times schools, I work for the school system, so a lot of times we'll have events and we'll have people for insurance there for our families because we know it's a need in our community. So
Right.
We'll offer that out. So yeah. So actually, anybody who's looking to get into business, any young men, Tyler's letting you know that this may be the way to go because there's not many out there. So you might have you might have a niche out there where you can kind of jump into it. But I'm sure it's not for the faint of hearts. Like all other businesses, there
Right.
are good times and there are bad times, and most certainly when you work for yourself, when you don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
Yeah. To add, I didn't mean to cut you off.
you're fine.
I was just going to say, to add to that, another thing that people don't realize about the insurance industry is 92% of insurance agents wash out their first year.
Really?
Right. Because the thing about being an insurance agent is you're independent and you're working solely off of commission. So what you have to do is, if you're, let's say, for example, if you're working a job, I would tell anybody that's looking to get into the insurance industry, if you're working a job, please don't quit your day job. This is an industry, as I mentioned before, this takes time.
Okay.
It takes time to build. So don't quit your day job. If you're working a full-time job, you can work on your business a little after work, or it may be feasible for you, if you can, to get a part-time job and then work your insurance business when you're not working your part-time job. Just make sure that you have income coming in while you're trying to build your insurance business up.
Gotcha. And I think that's good advice for probably any business. I mean, sure, there are some people who just jump out there and it happens, but I will say that those are the rare people. On a whole, like you said, it takes time to get your name out there, and it's not like you're the only person. There's insurance all over the place, like every other business. So,
Right.
it is a competitive market, right?
Right.
So definitely, we're not telling anybody to go run and quit your jobs. Don't say Carla or Tyler said, quit your job. No, we're just saying that, this could be your side hustle until you can get it to the point. And I think that's what most entrepreneurs do. They work the side hustle so they can get to the point where they can make it their full-time gig and, kind of go from there. So that's great. So again, I said I'm a little ignorant to the idea. So we understand the big companies. We understand the insurance companies when people work for them. So this particular, how do you say it?
Yeah, it's a French word.
Okay. All right. And I'm clearly barely working on English. So go on and give it to me.
It's votre.
And so what does it mean in French?
Yeah, it means your.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your health.
Your health. Okay. So that is your business, right? So the policies and everything that you write, you can write off of your business because you're licensed to do that, right? Opposed to,
Well,
yeah, tell me how it works.
yeah. So that basically, I'm allowed to write for different carriers.
Okay.
For
That's what I
example,
was gonna get to.
yes.
Okay.
For example, like United Healthcare, Humana, Aetna, Cigna. I'm able to write policies for those insurance carriers.
Okay, so you're like a broker.
Right.
You probably said that early on. So okay, I had to just get that concept in my head. I was like, okay, okay. So you basically shop around and telling people I can get you the best deal with this company and so on and so forth. Okay, makes sense. Got you. Okay. Thinking back from when you first got started in the business, if you could change something, do something different, is there anything that you would say, if somebody's starting this business, don't do this because I did this and it was like a mistake? Can you think of anything like that you might do a little different if you could go back in time?
I would say if I was talking to my 19-year-old self,
Okay, there you go.
I would say change your mindset.
Okay.
Because I think that when younger insurance agents get into the business, they look at older insurance agents that's been in the business for 20 and 30 years, and they see that success that they have, the success that they've built up, and we want that now. And I would just go back and tell myself, just change your mindset, learn how to be patient. Slow success, that's what builds character. Fast success builds ego. So
just say that again. Tyler didn't drop another gem. Go say that again, Tyler. Tell them again. Tell the people.
Yeah. I will go back and tell my younger self: slow success builds character. Fast success builds ego. So really approach the insurance business as a marathon. Really focus on trying to really help people and educate people.
Gotcha. And I always say that, that sweet spot between 19 and maybe 25 is a great time to start exploring entrepreneurship because typically you're at home, right? So you don't have a lot of overhead. Most of the time they're living at home. So they got a couple of years to kind of play around with to see what kind of works for them. Mm-hmm. So I think to speak to your earlier conversation that we were having that, if I could go back, I kind of probably would tell my kids the same thing, like explore a little bit, right? Before jumping into that 9 to 5. And I guess fortunately I have a husband that has always thought, working for yourself. So he fortunately gave that to my kids a little bit, to do that. But I think that we'd all do well to let our kids kind of explore because, now 9 to 5s aren't as stable as they used to be, right? Before it was kind of like, oh, guaranteed money. But now you could be here today, gone tomorrow. The business could be up and then shut down. So we can't rely on that as much as we used to. So we have to change our mindset too, as an older generation, to help the young people see that, getting into your own businesses, is definitely something worthwhile to look at. Mm-hmm. So looking down the future, so we look back and we talked to 19-year-old Tyler. Let's talk to perhaps 35, 40-year-old Tyler. What do you see your business doing at that time?
So I would say definitely I'm looking to expand into more states. Right now I'm licensed in 11 states. Yeah. I would say the goal that I have is definitely to be in all 50 states by the time I'm 35.
Okay, then you say you was 29. Okay, so that's about 10 years. Okay. So do you have to do anything different to get licensed in different states, or is it the same as being licensed in your home state?
No, you actually don't. Basically, you just have to go online and pay for a license.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So the laws are pretty much the same from state to state. You just have to be licensed to operate.
Yeah, just about.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So by doing that, do you use the internet to reach out to those other states? I mean, or do you gotta literally? I mean, we're in a technology age, so I'm thinking you don't have to travel to have people literally sign forms. So, do you utilize the internet to be able to get to those clients in those different states when you want to write insurance for them?
Oh, so basically, what I would say I do is I run ads sometimes on Facebook to different states. And then, as I mentioned before, I really work my referrals, and people that are in Alabama, where I live in, they refer me to people out of state too. So that's how I've been being able to get business in different states like Georgia, up in Connecticut, Mississippi, Florida.
So do you have to physically go there, or do you kind of do one of these things where you just kind of meet them on Zoom or something? And
Yeah, usually it's Zoom or telesales over the phone.
okay. So you don't have to physically be there. So I don't know what all states he's in, but if you want to know, you got his website and his 800 number. Call him and ask him if he's in your state. And it sounds like if he's not, he'll work on getting in your state
Yes.
in order to write your business. Okay. So expanding. So do you see taking on anybody else into your business, or do you always see this as a one-man show?
That's something I've definitely thought about, because like I figured in about in about 6 years when I'm 35, it's possible that I may try to bring on more agents, but for right now, I think I'm just focused on really working on myself as an insurance advisor and developing better sales skills, better leadership skills, so that when I do bring on other agents in the future, I can teach them how to be successful too. So
Okay, so you're looking into teaching folks how to do what you do.
mhm.
Another stream of income, right? Everybody's a coach, so coaching
Right.
is definitely money in that. So do you see yourself having a brick and mortar, or really not even necessary?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary because, as I mentioned, with insurance, you don't really have to have an office, so there's no overhead that
Okay.
you have to worry about paying with the office building. It's I think it's much easier to just have your office at home and do telesales that way. And then too, if you have people in your local area that want to come out to your home, I mean, it's no problem just driving out to their house. But I just see myself doing things over the phone from my own home office.
Gotcha. So maybe I'm in the wrong line of work because you have no overhead, you have no inventory that you have to carry. So this sounds like a pretty cool business to get into, like you said, with low investment. So again, young people, guys and girls, this may be something you want to consider if you've always thought about kind of working for yourself and you're trying to figure out what it is and you don't have a lot of money. This seems like that this could be a great way. Now, understand marketing is something different, but that's the same with any business that you go into. If you have your own website, you got to drive the traffic to your website. You got to get your name out there. So, I think that's going to be the same no matter what business that you're in, but insurance may be a great way to kind of get started if you're a young person looking at it. So that is awesome. I never really thought about that, but you're right. No inventory, no overhead. That definitely is a winner chicken dinner. So great. Do you have any other advice for anybody, young people or anybody else who's trying to get into any entrepreneurial business, not necessarily insurance, but anything? You talked about the mindset that they need to have. Is there anything else that you would say as a young person who has done this straight out of high school?
I would say whatever industry you're looking to get into, really focus on trying to find a mentor that's been successful, because the mentor is really going to help you to make connections quick. I think that's one mistake that I did when I started out. I really wasn't focused on trying to find a mentor that was really successful in the insurance industry as an independent agent. So that's basically, I think that would be the another main thing that I would advise. Really find a mentor that's very successful in whatever industry you're trying to go into.
Okay. I would definitely agree with that. I always say that to have a successful business, you need to have a good group of people around you. People that can tell you what you don't want to hear, because we always think we know what's best, or at least we always have a vision for how we want to do something. And typically it's very tunnel vision. We want to kind of do it this way. But you need somebody, like you said, a mentor or somebody in your camp that can say, no, that's probably not the best way to go about it. You may want to look at this, you may want to look at that, and whatever. So I would imagine with the type of business that you do, COVID probably really didn't have an impact on your business, did it?
Well, it actually it kind of did a little bit because and on the Medicare side of things, insurance companies, they were telling insurance agents in so little words not to go to people's homes, just about. So really during that time, you really had to adapt to doing sales over the phone. And I think that the job, as I mentioned earlier, when I started in telesales at Cigna, I was already used to selling over the phone. So when COVID hit, I mean, it wasn't really much of an adjustment for me because it was just very easy for me to talk to people that were on the phone and be able to help them with a Medicare Advantage plan.
Okay. All right. Great. So somewhat in terms of being in person, like everybody else who could not be in person. But again, like I said, I think COVID had some upsides to it, if you will, because it did allow us to branch out to people that we would not normally even see via the internet or social media. And it also, I think, allowed a lot of businesses to boom because people weren't going out. So it was a great time to start businesses. So people were home shopping. That's exactly what they were doing. So, I think social media and, like I said, the internet was great ways to connect to people, definitely. So how organized does one need to be let's talk about the organization and the back offices. We always talk about creating a product or getting out there, but there's always a back office to it. We got to think about taxes, we got to think about calendars, we got to think about all that aspect of it. So you got to have time for the front end of your business and time for the back end of your business. So are you good with that, or you just better being out in the front?
Yeah, I would say I guess I'm better with being out in the front. Right now, the FMO that I'm partnered with, or the viewers, they may not know what that is. Field Marketing Organization. Insurance agents, we partner with FMOs in order to offer insurance products. That's basically a short description of it, but something that I had to do, since I know that I'm a person that just kind of likes to just be on the phone talking to people, making sales, or going out to people's homes and making sales. I didn't have anybody really managing my book of business. So the FMO that I'm partnered with, they do a very good job at keeping me up to date on certain things in the insurance industry and helping me manage my book of business. That really helps out a lot as far as being organized. And I would tell anybody, organization as an insurance agent is very important because I'll just give you one example. When my dad, when he was selling insurance, he was working as a captive agent. So he was working for one company. It was called Viva Health here in Alabama, and he had a lot of success working as a captive agent because he was organized. If my dad wasn't organized, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have had the success that he had. So being organized is definitely a plus. If you're not, you may want to look at trying to hire somebody to help you to organize your back office for you, and try to go that route.
Yeah, that's important too, because most entrepreneurs are creative people, so they like to spend most of their time talking to people, working on their craft or whatever. And sometimes those piles of paper get kind of lost in the back, or you have stickies all over the place, right? So definitely a skill, like you said, if you don't personally have it, then you need to get somebody on your team who's going to keep you organized, who's going to keep track of all the things that you don't want to keep track of, because those things are important, and they will come one day. Will come a reckoning for those little slips of paper everywhere. You need to make sure that you got everything straight and going on and things like that. So Long are gone the days where we fill out paperwork. Everything is electronic now, right? When it comes to insurances, right? So that's kind of great. You don't have all the duplicate copies that we had years ago.
Right.
It's just a click of a button and signing with your finger nowadays. So again, that's a pretty technology-driven industry too. So that's absolutely great. Well, you've definitely educated me, and I'm sure my audience. You've given me all kind of acronyms that now I'll have to go and research to see what's going on, and definitely, maybe have to look at my portfolio to make sure that my stuff is all tight and right with all the other things that you started talking about, outliving your income or your retirement and all that. Now you got me nervous. I can't even talk thinking about outliving my retirement. So. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Tyler, tell the people where they can find you if they're interested in any of the products that you offer.
Yes. So you can find me on my website down on the screen. I'm also on Instagram, Vostra_Health, and Facebook, Vostra Health and Life Benefits. And I'm also on YouTube and LinkedIn.
Oh, okay. You're on YouTube too? All right. Didn't know that. Okay. Got you. So, find him all the things on the Vostra Health. If you need to reach out to Tyler, is there anything else you want to leave the people with? Any parting words? Anything you want to say that I didn't give you a chance to say? Now would be the time.
I would just say if you're interested in embarking on that entrepreneurial journey, go ahead and take the first step. Just go ahead and just make that first step, and don't look back.
Yeah, there's never a perfect time. You just kind of gotta jump on out there and see what's going on. I would definitely agree with you, because before you know it, years will have passed and you're still sitting around saying, I want to, but you have not done it. So I would definitely agree with that. Well, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate you taking some of your Friday night to hang out with CLM Custom Designs. I appreciate it. People, check him out. Get some knowledge, get some policies, make sure you are right and tight for your loved ones, and your portfolio is good to go. So we are going to end this right now. Tyler, can you hang on for a second?
Yes, ma'am.